Hello everyone. Today, we are diving into one of the strangest and most puzzling mysteries of modern times, the disappearance of an entire Brazilian village, known as Hoer Verde. Imagine waking up one day and hearing that a whole community of 600 people had simply vanished overnight, leaving behind no trace of life, no signs of struggle, and no explanation. This isn't a fictional ghost story or a tale crafted for thrill. This is a real event that has haunted investigators, researchers, and storytellers for decades. And the truth about what happened in Hoer Verde remains one of the most bizarre, unsolved mysteries in history. Hoer Verde was a small town in Brazil, said to be home to about 600 residents. The people there lived simple lives. They farmed, traded, raised families, and built their homes in the middle of the lush and wild Brazilian landscape. Nothing about this village seemed unusual. But one day in 1923, something extraordinary happened. When Brazilian authorities arrived at Hoer Verde, they found it completely abandoned. Every single man, woman, and child was gone. 600 people had disappeared as if they had melted into the air. The strange thing is that Hoer Verde was not in ruins. The buildings stood firm. The houses looked as though they had been occupied just days before. Food was still on tables. Tools and weapons were found lying around. Some reports claim a school still had a blackboard with words written on it. And most chillingly, some sources state the phrase, "There is no salvation," was scrawled across a board in one of the classrooms. What could have caused an entire village to vanish? To understand this, we need to look at the possibilities, theories, and strange details surrounding the disappearance. One of the first explanations suggested by historians is conflict. During the early 20th century, Brazil was experiencing political and social unrest. The 1920s were a period of revolution, rebellion, and shifting power. Some researchers believe that Hoer Verde's population may have fled the village in fear of being attacked or drawn into violent conflicts. If soldiers or rebels were approaching, it's possible the entire population simply decided to abandon the town at once. But if that were the case, why was everything left behind so suddenly? Why were meals left unfinished? Possessions abandoned? And why was there no record of where they went? Even in moments of panic, people carry something with them. Here, it seems as though they disappeared instantly. Another theory revolves around the environment. The Amazon region, with its dense forests and wild terrain, holds many dangers. Some believe disease may have struck Hoer Verde, forcing people to flee quickly in search of medical aid or safer lands. Others suggest natural disasters or threats from wild animals could have played a role. But again, there are no records of bodies, no signs of illness, and no clues of an attack. A darker possibility is that Hoer Verde was targeted by something far stranger. Some conspiracy theorists argue that the town was wiped out in secret military operations. Brazil was entering a politically unstable era, and hidden experiments or operations may have been carried out in remote villages. Could Hoer Verde have been caught in the middle of something sinister? Something so secret that the truth was erased from records? Then there is the paranormal explanation. Some say Hoer Verde is Brazil's version of the Roanoke colony mystery. In Roanoke, an entire colony of settlers vanished without explanation in the late 1500s, leaving behind only the word Croatoan carved into wood. Hoer Verde feels eerily similar. Did supernatural forces intervene? Some legends claim the town was cursed, that spirits or otherworldly beings took the villagers away. Others even link it to UFO sightings. Brazil, over the years, has had a long history of reported encounters with strange lights and mysterious crafts in the sky. Could Hoer Verde have been visited by something not of this earth? The complete absence of struggle, violence, or remains makes some believers argue that an otherworldly event might be the only possible explanation. But here is where things get complicated. Some historians today question whether Hoer Verde ever existed at all. They argued that the story of this village may have been exaggerated or even fabricated over time. After all, there are few solid official documents to confirm the existence of this place. Most of what we know comes from retellings, newspaper articles, and oral traditions. Could this story itself be part of folklore? A myth born out of fear and fascination? Or is it one of those cases where governments or authorities deliberately covered up the truth, erasing all evidence from public records? Regardless of whether Hoer Verde was a real village that disappeared or a tale lost to history, Its mystery continues to capture the imagination of people worldwide. The image of 600 souls gone without a sound, leaving behind homes, tools, food, and the chilling words "there is no salvation" is too haunting to ignore. The Hoer Verde case teaches us something important about mystery and history. Human beings are drawn to the unknown. We are fascinated by what we cannot explain. Whether it is the lost colony of Roanoke, the abandoned city of Atlantis, or the sudden vanishing of Hoer Verde, these stories remind us of how fragile human life is, how easily entire communities can disappear, and how much of history remains hidden in shadow. Some say that if Hoer Verde truly existed, then deep in the forests of Brazil, there may still be answers waiting to be uncovered. Old ruins, hidden archives, or whispered stories passed down through families might one day reveal what happened. Others believe that truth will forever remain hidden, swallowed by time, leaving us only with the haunting legend of the village that vanished. So what do you think? Was Hoer Verde a real place, struck by tragedy, conflict, or something beyond our understanding? Or was it nothing more than a legend, an illusion crafted by mystery and myth? Sometimes, the most unsettling mysteries are those that may not even exist in the first place. And perhaps that's the power of Hoer Verde. Whether real or legend, it has made us question, imagine, and search for answers. It continues to live on in stories, in discussions, and in the restless curiosity of those who seek the truth. In the end, the mystery of the vanishing village of Hoer Verde remains unsolved. 600 lives, gone without explanation, and no salvation in sight. Until evidence emerges, this case will remain an eerie ghost story from the depths of Brazilian history, one that may forever haunt the world of unsolved mysteries.